Yeah. Here we go.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I'm here today with Mark David Gerson. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you today?
Doing well. Thanks for asking. And I'm excited to hear some of the projects that you've been working on and something you're excited about. What's lighting you up these
Sure.
days?
I've got a couple of things going. I have two new editions of two books coming out. I have my book for writers called, I love this title, Birthing Your Book Even If You Don't Know What It's About. And that's a new edition, much bigger than the old edition. And I have a new edition of the second book in my fantasy series, The Star Quest. The series is called The Legend of Quintana. And those are both coming out in the next couple of weeks.
That's awesome. I'm so proud of you. It's always exciting when one of our
Thank
project
you.
babies gets to birth into the world.
Thank you. And
I'm
I've also got a couple of events coming up. I'm going to
Oh yeah?
be at the New Living Expo in April in San Rafael, and I'm going to be giving a workshop called Writing with Spirit, and a talk called The Way of the Fool.
Oh, that's exciting. I know there's a lot of people in our network that's been working with the energy of the fool through like tarot and other self-exploration. So that's exciting to hear. I hope people check it out. What inspired your writing journey and the offering of all these events and gatherings?
Well, I was a reluctant writer. I came to it late. I ran as fast as I could for my creativity. And apparently, you can run, but you can't hide. And it did catch up with me in my early to mid 30s, and I've been writing like a maniac ever since. I've got over 20 books out there now.
That's beautiful. You said that you can't hide from the journey, and I'm curious what advice you would have for others that are interested in following their creative dream. Know that they're supposed to, but like don't know where to begin or what to expect.
Well, that's kind of why I titled my book Birthing Your Book Even If You Don't Know What It's About, because
Mm,
one of the things that what inspired that title was people coming to me when I was living in Sedona, Arizona, who would say, I've just come from this intuitive reading, and the reader said, you've got a book in you, you've got to write a book, and I don't know what it's about.
mm.
So, or I would have people come to me and say, people tell me I should write a book, or I know I've got this book, I just don't know what it is or where to begin. So, Birthing Your Book, even if you don't know what it's about, is designed to get you into those inner places where the stories reside. And it's about helping you surrender to those stories and trust those stories and let those stories spill from you, because they will if you let them.
And I think that's a beautiful thing is that we do need to just find a ways to tap in, and sounds like your offering really can help people with that. I know there's been a lot of people that have reached out through the Bring Me to Life network that they are excited to write. They're nervous that people aren't going to read it or that people won't actually care about their story, but they still feel guided to do it. And it sounds like, you're inspiring them to just go for it.
Well, I think one of
Let's
the key things to remember is that your first audience is you,
mhm.
and that writing is a journey of transformation for you, at least as much as it is for your reader. And you will not be the same person at the end of the journey of the writing your book journey as you were at the beginning. And so if you come from it from that perspective, then the ultimate audience doesn't matter quite as much, because you're doing it for you, for your own personal transformation to begin with.
That's a beautiful piece of advice that I don't know that we've heard yet. We've heard a lot of, just keep going and to reach out to others for support, but to do it for you, I think that's huge. That's huge on the
Yeah.
creator's journey.
Well, because
Wow. Oh,
people are always saying, well, who's going to read it? Well, the answer is you have to write it. It doesn't matter who's going to read it.
I love that. You have to write it before you know. Sometimes they're like, pick a target audience, niche down. And I'm like, but I don't know
Right,
who my audience is till I try, until I see who
right.
it connects with. Because what I visualize as my audience might be completely different than the people that fall in love with the story and enjoy
Exactly,
watching.
exactly.
Wow. Okay. So you said over 30 books.
No, 20. I'm getting
Okay.
there, but over
Okay.
20.
You said you've been writing. Okay. I got them switched up. I got you. How do people support you? Like, where do they go to see all these books?
Say hello. He's on my lap, so he won't run off. But if you go to my website, which is markdavidgerson.com, you can find my books there. You can find I also coach writers. You can find my coaching information there. I've also recorded a bunch of workshops on writing for both writers and non-writers that are available for download on my website. And all my books are also available in paperback and ebook from the usual online sources. And my first ebook, I recorded my first ebook. It was so exciting back in the summer. And it's the first installment in my fantasy series, and it's The Moon Quest. And I narrated it, which was very cool and very hard, but very satisfying.
So we find the audiobook on your website too?
No, you'll find that on Audible and Apple Books.
Okay. And what was it called? How do we find it again?
It's called the Moon Quest.
The Moon
The
Quest.
Moon Quest,
Mm,
all one word.
I love that. Well, is there anything else you feel you would like to share with an audience or make sure someone knows about?
Sure, if you're in the Bay Area, come April, then come to the New Living Expo and look me up. I'd love to see you.
Yay, beautiful. Well, safe journeys. I know you've been traveling and now getting settled, and I love how much of your journey you share on just like the socials and your platforms, and people can follow you there too.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm Mark David Gerson. All one word is my username on almost everywhere. Not absolutely everywhere, but almost everywhere.
You find one, I feel like you can try to find the others pretty easy. So that's
Yeah,
helpful.
yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for shining on with me. Let me see your puppy one more time. Let's give them a.
Sure. So Kiri, this is Kiri. It's Kyri, and he's actually named after a character in the Moon Quest.
Ooh, I know a lot
So
of dog lovers that would love to just, embrace what that character is like. That's awesome. Well, thank you for sharing. And until next time, I hope you stay awake and shine on.
thank you. Likewise, you too. Thanks again.
Hey.